So today, as I've discussed, that we'll be discussing all about the world of data, artificial intelligence, how the data is being collected. We know that we stand on the brink of technology's revolution today that will fundamentally after the way we live, we work, or relate to one another. So this is basically artificial intelligence, which we know that it's a technology that means different things to different people. Like it may relate with self-driving cars, which tells a company is developing driverless cars. Robots are being developed for the business that impersonate humans behavior, etc. Machine learning is there, deep learning is there, and more. And its applications are everywhere we look. Like we are using cell phones in today's life, everything is happening through internet only. So there are so many applications which we have discussed yesterday are very helpful and are developed by this emerging technology. There are many features which are developed and they are working within seconds. No wasting of time is there. So just to secure the timing, these technologies are playing a very vital role. So we'll be discussing three different sectors, that is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data deep learning. Yeah. So artificial intelligence, we already know it's a technique which enables computer to mimic humans' behavior, right? What is artificial intelligence? This is what it is: a technique which enables computer to mimic human behavior or human emotions, etc. Emotions we can develop by the semantic analysis, which we'll be discussing today in our today's session. Machine learning, if I talk about, it's a subset, or you can say as a subfield of artificial intelligence, more like a son of artificial intelligence, which uses statistical or mathematical methods to enable machines to improve with experience. So it is nothing. Machine learning is just a part of machine learning, artificial intelligence. Okay. And deep learning is, you can assume it as second son of artificial intelligence, which makes the computation of multi-layer neural network more feasible. So machine learning and deep learning are a part of artificial intelligence. Technological advancement like AI and machine learning have completely changed human life today. We have discussed those applications of Google, like Google Translate, Google Maps, etc., how they are useful, Google Photos, Google Lens, etc., how they are developing it, how they are useful to the customers who are using this in their daily life. So the effect of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning in the form of smart devices, like they have already, these companies, big companies and organization like Google, Microsoft, Apple, they have already developed smart devices which you have heard about, like Amazon have Amazon Echo, uh, Google have Google Beta, and Apple have Apple Siri, right? So these are the smart devices, or you can say as a kind of a robot, where you'll ask anything to them, they are going to answer it, right? So they are actually a type of a human intelligence. They can act as a human. They can act, they can use the method which a human develops. So the extent of the usefulness and effectiveness of an AI model largely depends on the quality of training data which is being used. For AI solutions to be more successful, they need to be trained on quality data sets. So data sets, we have already discussed, like data sets are kind of a test, or you can assume it as hit in terms of AI platform hits. So these quality sets are nothing but those tasks. Suppose there's a project where you just have to annotate whether there's a car in the picture or not. If there is, then you have to select the tick mark, otherwise the cross one, right? So that's the thing. So if you're seeing that, yeah, so that those tasks are considered as data sets. So these robots are developed by these quality data sets, and quality will be maintained by the micro associates or the network who are working on those projects. So data quality is the key, which I was telling you about. So an AI is a computer system, you know that, right? This is able to perform tasks that ordinary human require human intelligence. So these artificial intelligence systems like Eco, Microsoft Cortana, etc., powered by machine learning only. They are developed through machine learning, and many of them are powered by ML. Some of them are powered by specifically deep learning, and some of them are powered by very boring things like just rules. So there are many projects also which are developed by just rules. So the important thing is why artificial intelligence is important. So artificial intelligence systems are critically for companies like Google, Microsoft, that wish to extract value from data which we are working on by automating or optimizing process, or you can say as producing actionable insight. You can assume that as, yeah. So AI data is that data which businesses use to train their artificial intelligence model, which we are working on different AI platforms. So this data acts as a teacher which subjects the AI models to various situations and scenarios and prepares it beforehand for actual working conditions. So these training data helps these models imbibe features like learning, course correction, which are unique to humans, right? Uh, then, irrespective of how efficient an AI algorithm or model is, if it is trained on substandard or poor quality data, then it will fail to give desired result. So, the success of artificial intelligence or machine learning or deep learning models relies heavily on the quality of these training data sets. That's why the data quality should be at its top. So, today we'll be discussing these categories of artificial intelligence data, which are categorized in four different sections: data collection, annotation, data validation, and search evaluation. So, in data collection, we'll be discussing audio data collection, chatbot training data, intent variation, text data collection, and text summarization in depth. Then, annotation, we have already heard about annotation a lot in this network. So there are different annotations you must have seen in these annotations named as in platform CW: image annotation, video annotation, text annotation. Then these are three types of annotation. Then content moderation is there, product labeling, audio classification, audio transcription, image transcription, sentiment analysis, text classification. We have already discussed this audio transcription and image annotation few projects yesterday in our crowdsourcing topic. Then we'll be discussing data validation, where there are two topics: geolocal data evaluation, which is basically for Google Maps and other applications for forth. Then machine translation quality evaluation we'll be discussing, and then the last topic, that is search evaluation. There we'll be discussing result evaluation, recommendation evaluation, query categorization, and caption evaluation, which we have discussed yesterday. Caption evaluation, where there was the one project where you just have to read the caption and you just have to identify whether the caption is relatable with the image or not. Then ad evaluation, which is very helpful for search engines like Google Chrome or Microsoft Bing, etc. So let's start with data collection. So in today's world, interaction between human and machines have become a commonplace, right? Like machines are like you are using your cell phones, laptops, etc. It's a communication between you and that device, right? With machines becoming smarter and efficient, human interaction with them have covered almost all methods of communication. So let me talk about NLP, that is natural language processing. You must know about this. So NLP is a set of artificial intelligence techniques which are available, which are related with these only, like image annotation, text annotation, etc., that enable these computers or electronic devices or any smart devices with the company or organization is creating to organize and understand human language. That is what NLP is. So it helps make computers more easily accessible for humans, so that they use computer science and computational mathematical linguistic to bridge the gap between human communication and the communication, or you can say as comprehension. Okay, so for example, we hear a certain phrase in one context. Okay, we are hearing something, it may inspire a certain understanding. However, it differs from accent and the person who is speaking. When we hear it around the other words, it may take on a completely different meaning, right? It depends on the person also, what the person is understanding of. So this is how we have sophisticated conversation with relative ease. This is the concept behind NLP. This can be covered by NLP. So computers analyze text, computers analyze words or other data to phrase the intent of the speech. So the advantage, that computer can analyze much larger sets of data much faster. This is what NLP is. It's the advantage that the computers can analyze much larger sets of data much faster. This is one of the advantage of this. So smart assistant is there. Smart assistant, you must have, we have already discussed, like Alexa or Siri. They rely heavily on NLP, only NLP algorithms to function. These tools use voice recognition, because whenever you speak hey Siri or hey Alexa, they are going to respond it with your name, like hey Ria or hey something, the name of the person who owns that device, and understand what is said and match it to a useful response. She's going to find out what you are asking for. Initially, that was used to identify someone altering the assistant with "Hey Siri" or "Hey Alexa," right? So more recently, these tools have been able to understand context and create shortcuts to make the improvement. This new processing is also known as how tools can identify jokes and respond with humorous answer, just like a human. Okay, then transcription and translation is also there, which is like based on this only audio collection on our phones. Phones are very becoming increasingly common, right? Everybody have cell phones. A good example of this transcription and translation is your phone's ability to transcribe a voicemail helps you to identify important messages, right? Similarly, translation tools helps us to navigate um, in new countries and new situations, right? So these are different things. So data collection, I hope it's understandable to you now. So as a society, we are generating data at an unprecedented rate. So these data can be numeric, like in the form of temperature, in the form of loan amount, in the form of customer retention, or the rate, or numbers, or text, or words, etc. So categories like gender, also color, highest degree on surveys. So data collection is nothing in short, but I can say that it's a process of gathering and measuring information from countless different sources in order to use the data we collect and develop from artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay. Why is it important? Because collecting data allows you to capture a record of past events, what you have already done in your cell phone or something like that, right? So that's why the chatbots they are creating, which helps in different sectors, like analyzing your voice or analyzing things which you are asking to do, right? So chatbots have revolutionary the online interaction landscape. Nowadays, every other business are trying to create chatbots just to provide a 24 by 7 service to their customers. Okay, you must have seen if you visited any site of a business. Nowadays, most of the business websites they have chatbots. You will see when you will visit any site, there will be a chatbot typing something like "How may I help you?" on the right bottom side, right? So these chatbots can only be developed by NLP, which is a subfield of artificial intelligence, which we have just discussed. So chatbots have revolutionized the online interaction landscape between the human and the smart device. They are very fast and efficient in providing information to customers, unlike traditional ways where users had to hang on to a whole message before customer executives addresses their grievance. So chatbots enable users to get straight to the point. What you're asking, they're going to reply it with the same. So while chatbots have been widely accepted and have become a positive change, they don't just come into the existent fully formed to ready to use. Instead, before being deployed, chatbots need to be trained to make them accurate understanding what customer are saying. Like, I can give you example of, like, if you're visiting to a college website. College also do have their own chatbots. So if you'll type what you are searching for, or what course you are trying to pursue, etc., so they are going to help you out with the correct website link where you can see the that kind of course, detail of that course. Okay, so chatbots are of this use only. Data services enable AI based chatbots to simulate conversation with real life users like us or the customers. Okay. Now, our next topic is intent variation, which is again a type of data collection. So, human languages are very complicated. It also complicated because every other person have different accent, different way of saying things or sentences or words, right? So, depending on the speaker, its mood also, right? Some can shout, some can. It depends on the mood of the person, what the mood is, and how they are speaking in that situation. And culture, words have different meanings in different contexts. That's what I was saying. So to make conversational AI models like chatbots understand the should understand the human language. So for that they need to be trained, and how they can be trained by the projects which they are rolling out in these companies are rolling out in the AI platforms. So they must be trained to understand the intent behind different statements said by the user. So there are lots of projects based on semantic analytics based on this. So an intent is a group of utterance or word with a similar meaning, like synonyms and antonyms you have heard about. Synonyms, it's like English grammar. Synonyms are the words which means the same, and antonyms are the opposite words. means the opposite of the word. So NLP is the process which we have already discussed. NLP, which enables machine learning models to make sense of different human languages, recognize the intent in similar statements despite